Avid presents The Pale House by Luke McCallin, narrated by John Lee.
Prologue. Vienna, November 1944. "Tell me again," the Gestapo officer said, the one slouched behind the desk. "The bit about the car crash. Tell me that bit again." Reinhardt's mouth felt gummed dry, the blood in his mouth sticky and heavy. They had given him nothing to drink since they had dragged him in here. He breathed heavily through his nose. "We were attacked south of Brot. On the way to interrogate General Verheyen." "No," said Reinhardt. Something felt wrong in his mouth. There was space and movement where there should not be. He focused on the floor. The tiles were mismatched, different colors, different sizes. He focused on one, fixed his eyes on it, tried to ignore the pacing of the second agent, the one who prowled and struck whenever he wanted to. "We were lost. We ended up going south by mistake." "So you weren't looking for Verheyen?" "No." Fingers snaked into his hair and his head was yanked back. The other agent measured him with his eyes. "So you were looking for Verheyen?" "No." "The crash?" "I told you," he slurred, gagging against the blood in his mouth as his head hinged back. "One moment we were driving, then there was firing all around, and the next thing I remember we had crashed off the road." "You were alone?" The other man let go of his head, shoving it forward. Reinhardt leaned to the side and spat weakly. "My driver was dead." He spat again, watching a tooth roll across the floor. The interrogators laughed. "A tooth, Reinhardt? You need to be careful with them. Still, there's plenty more where that one came from, right?" "Captain Reinhardt?" Reinhardt pulled his eyes back from the past, lifted them over the glass standing untouched between his forearms and the second glass standing brim-full across the table. A cigarette burned slowly between his fingers, and a harsh line of light lay across the inside of the tavern. It pulled form from shadow, flowed across the other men in the bar, and pushed up against the cigarette smoke that roiled and twisted in the pull of air. "Captain Reinhardt." His back tensed up, and he looked around slowly, looking across the tavern at a sergeant of the Feldgendarmerie standing by the door, his gorget bright across his chest. A second Feldgendarme, a lieutenant, stood to one side, and Reinhardt's stomach clenched, wondering if they had found him at last, and if the man he had been...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?